Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm your host, Savvy Makalena, the founder of Gimme a Break, which is a nonprofit organization that's caring for you, the caregiver. We're trying to bring back the joy of caregiving, and each week we help you to survive. That's right, I said survive. Again, every week I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. Is my face blue? No. All right. So 50% of caregivers will not survive this journey. You will pass before the one you're caring for. You are at high risk, which means that we need to do something about that. So we're here to help connect you with resources, to give you tips on how to survive your caregiving journey so that you can continue to thrive after. Now, did you know that next month is National Caregiver Month? It's National Family Caregiver Month, actually. And the whole month is dedicated to all caregivers as far as we are concerned. And Give Me a Break celebrates each year with our Caregiver of the Year contest. Let me just get that up for you to all see. There you go. That's right, our Caregiver of the Year contest. Let me tell you just a little bit about that. This is our fourth year. Super exciting. It's not really so much about winning, and winning is great, and you get some nice prizes, and we have some great we even have a trophy. But it's really about creating awareness. It's about helping everyone to see that you are out there, that there are caregivers who are in need of support. I always talk about the caregiving community as not a underserved community, but the caregivers are a non-served community. And you need the support. You need to see each other, and you need to encourage one another, inspire other caregivers with your story. So all you need to do is just get onto our website, go to gab808.org/CGOY, Caregiver of the Year 2024, and fill it out. Just fill out a form right there, and that'll put you right into this contest. We have a separate panel of judges who'll take a look at all the different stories and deem someone the Caregiver of the Year. But just for entering, you're going to get to come to our gala anyway. We have an awards gala every year, and you'll get a night out. And so you'll get to come to the gala, enjoy that, be amongst other caregivers in a community of caregivers. And what a great night that would be. So please share your story. Help us to create awareness. Check out our website, and then you get a break. You get to come to our gala. It's really fun. And we have a lot of giveaways and, all kinds of great stuff. So the best part is community, of course. And, speaking of breaks, we offer you a break every week. Every week you can come to our support sessions, and our support sessions are online and they're free. So convenient and totally affordable, right? And so you can come on and just go on your Zoom app, on your phone, your tablet, your PC, whatever, and type in the meeting ID 808-754-3787. Sound familiar? That's also our phone number. So 808-754-3787 is the meeting ID, and you can join a community of caregivers just like you. We're actually right now talking about empowering caregivers is the series that we're wrapping up. And if you join us next Tuesday, we're going to do a review of all that we've talked about so far to help empower you as a caregiver. And it's just your safe space. It's the place where you can learn, where you can get support, where you can connect with a community, where you can be angry and be happy all in the same place. So this is your safe space and a community of caregivers just like you. So join us. And the Caring Caregiver Show, of course, let me get through all of this. The Caring Caregiver Show is sponsored by Give Me a Break, which there's our information there on the screen. For those of you listening on audio, gab808.org is our website, and you can check us out, go onto our website, all kinds of fun things there. And it is sponsored by Givers Guides. So Givers Guides is an online magazine which is written exclusively for caregivers and by caregivers. So it's from your point of view. In fact, this is our current issue right now, which is all about empowering caregivers. That's just been the whole theme of October. And I'm going to give you a sneaky peeky for next month. So here's for National Family Caregiver month next month. And there's a sneaky peeky for those of you that are watching and can see it visually. You'll be able to zoom in later and see some of those great articles that'll be in there, all written again by caregivers. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, that's my mom. So this issue is definitely dedicated to her. She's in her final stage of dementia, and so that's mom. Yeah. Okay. Moving along. Don't want to get all emotional today. Deep breaths. There we go. All right. So we definitely are celebrating emotional wellness this month. And of course, next month we'll be celebrating National Family Caregiver Month. So just filled with so many things. Please check it out. Go to giversguides.com. Get your subscription today. It's all profits go to Give Me a Break. So it's a really great thing. And that helps us to continue doing what we do. All right. It is actually episode 4. Wow. Do you believe we're halfway through the season? That was fast of season 13. And again, we're sharing stories. We're sharing your stories and we're sharing caregiver stories. So you don't want to miss that. Let's just get on with it. And before we talk to our guest today, I think that if I'm correct, I can welcome from Body, Brain, Yoga, Tai Chi. I think we have Kat today, don't we? Hi, Kat. There you are. Oh, I'm so excited. So Body, Brain, Tai Chi they go beyond the traditional methods and offer a real holistic approach, that combines with the Eastern disciplines. And you do these wonderful mindful moment and brain exercises. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kat. Thank you so much for being here.
Aloha. Thank you, Savvy. Thank you. Give me a break. And then also welcome to all our caregivers. And I thank you so much for doing what you do every day, 24/7. So I'd like to give you some really quick little tips you can do throughout your day. And I know that in your line of work that many times it's not easy to just literally take a break like this. So the things that I'm offering are things that you can do while you're watching your client. So I just realized listening to Savvy that some of you are on audio only. So I'll do my best description of what I'm doing and you can follow along with us. So I want to, even though it's a brain break, gut and brain is heavily connected through the vagus nerve. So today I'd like to do a little tapping exercise on the belly. So let's, for a landmark, your belly button. Let's go about 2 inches above the belly button. And we're going to focus 2 inches inside the body. And with an open hand or with a gentle fist, you're going to tap one spot. It's in the center of the trunk of your body, 2 inches above the belly button, and then 2 inches in. So we're just going to tap. Let me get my timer, just 30 seconds, because this is just a 5-minute break. So I'm going to shorten this, but trust me, you can do this a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes while you're watching your client. And as you're tapping this area 2 inches above the belly button, you can do some breathing exercises. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, now let's try longer inhale through the nose and a longer exhale than your inhale. And sounds are okay. And tapping and breathing. Don't tap too hard where you are winded, but don't tap too soft in that you don't feel any stimulation at all. So tap just enough. You feel maybe a little discomfort, but not big pain. And with that discomfort, breathe out and relax. What are we doing? We are relaxing stress, actually the result of a stress stimulus in your body, in particular your stomach. Okay, so now let's rub the tummy. And remember, please do this maybe a little longer than we did. It's about a minute, but please do a little more than that. And you'll definitely feel some benefit there. And then next area we're going to tap is right here on your sternum. Last week I did a little bit of tapping here. Okay, so this is a very simple, quick way to release the stress from your body. Exhale. Okay, I want to work on a brain breathing exercise. You heard right? Brain breathing. Okay, so I have about maybe 2.5 minutes left. Okay, so we're gonna rub your sternum and let's go straight into brain breathing. So it is a lot of visualization, so I will describe it to those on audio. So sweep down your chest. Okay, relax your shoulders by gently shrugging or shaking them. At the same time, relax your jaw. I say your back molar. Relax your back molar. Now let's do some brain breathing. Very simply, use your imagination. We're going to breathe in through the nose. And then imagine when you inhale that the oxygen will create like a circular motion, like a circulation motion in your brain. It's like a fan has turned on and it's circulating all the worry and stress in your brain. And when you exhale, imagine all the old stagnant energy is coming out through your mouth and release it. Okay, so you can put your hands on your knees, palms up, straighten your spine. Posture is very important. And now let's do 3 breaths together. Inhale through your nose. Imagine the oxygen is coming up into the brain, making a few swirling circles, almost like purifying and cleaning out the brain of any fears, any doubts, any worries. And through your mouth, when you exhale, the stagnant energy is coming from the brain down, out through your mouth, and exhale it out. Again, inhale through your nose. Oxygen is circulating in the brain. Brain is getting much brighter and lighter. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, let's just do one more deep breath in through the nose. Let the oxygen swirl around in the brain, cleaning your brain through your mouth. Exhale and let's push all the stagnant energy out. Okay, now relax your eyes, relax your jaw, and as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, feel that your brain has become much lighter, much brighter, much more expanded, and you're much more relaxed in the mind. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Okay, now if your eyes were closed, you can open your eyes. If your eyes are open, it's fine, but I would recommend looking at one spot that's more downward, like something on the floor and just one spot there. Otherwise, it's good to close your eyes. Now with your fingertips, last portion, we did it last week. We're just gonna tap the brain a little bit. This is just like a energy massage on your brain. All around the head. And like I mentioned before, the hairline. I love that part. So let's not leave that part out. Just a short tapping of the brain and sweeping down from your forehead to your neck. We call it brain refreshing. And sweep down your chest and shake out your hands. And I hope this 5-minute brain break gives you a refreshed feeling and ready to go. So thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you, Savvy.
Wow. Awesome. 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 Thank you so much, Kat. Really appreciate you and everyone at Body Brain Yoga. Aloha.
Aloha.
That was amazing. Okay. So, brain breathing. That explains a lot. I cannot wait till next week. I really can't. I think it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to tune in. And again, all it takes is 5 minutes. What a great thing. 5 minutes it takes. And you just take that moment for you, caregivers. You deserve it. And it will help you to brain breathe. What a concept. It'll put oxygen into your brain where you need it the most, especially with what we're going through from the chaos that we're constantly in. So again, don't forget to check us out next week. You don't want to miss a single episode. My heart and thanks to everyone there at Body and Brain Yoga. You guys are amazing. And you can contact Kat at 808-486-9642. Find out about all their classes and everything that they do. They're just awesome. So really appreciate that. Thanks. Okay. With that, how would you like to navigate aging And a lot of us caregivers, we're at that age with confidence. I would love to do that, especially now that my brain knows what I'm doing. Well, my first guest today is the founder of Aging Together, and is an occupational therapist with the board certification in gerontology. And she also has additional advanced certifications in dementia care and fall prevention. Please welcome Dr. Pooja Patel. Aloha, Pooja. Welcome. How are you?
Aloha. Aloha, Savi. I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk with you today because, in all honesty, I was just having a conversation just the other day with a friend of mine, and we're both the same age, and we're in our like in that age, and thinking about our aging process and at the Medicare age, and how are we going to do this gracefully, and what's going to come. And so I thought, I love that you have sort of a holistic approach to that, and we're going to talk more about it. But first, tell me about your caregiving journey.
So, my caregiving journey is very much professional. I am an occupational therapist by trade. I've spent the majority of my last 8 years of practice in hospitals. And so I have seen a lot of caregivers and elders navigating our very complex, very nuanced care system in a lot of different capacities. And, as a professional caregiver, a lot of times I had these moments where I just felt, I just wish I could do more, right? There were moments where I just saw the emotional toll that caregiving was taking on family members of elders in the hospital who maybe had dementia or were living alone or maybe had moved in with the family, but the family was kind of just lost. And in the hospital as a caregiver, I had a very limited bandwidth to actually do stuff that would make a longer or larger impact on that family, right? I could give them resources and then send them out the door, right? Or I could give them a 10-minute spiel and send them out the door.
Right.
And then there's no follow through, right? I don't get
Yeah.
to call them in a week and say, hey, how's it going? I don't get to hear back from them if they're like, hey, this didn't work. What else can we do, right? There was
It's
just no
almost generic rather
continuity.
than personalized, right?
It is. It really
Yeah.
is. And I just felt like there was something more that I could offer in that way. And so, after about 6.5 years of full time inpatient care, I left full time. I still go in part time, but now it's more so I kind of converted it into an ability to help people in the community. So now I can spend that time with families and guide them through different processes. I can follow up on them in a week and say, hey, how's it going? I can, they can reach out to me and say, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm losing my mind, right? Like there's a little more continuity there. There's a lot more personalization there. And you
I
build
love that.
relationships with these families who could really use that support and that help.
I love that, Pooja. So then that led you to what we're talking about now, which is Aging Together. And so what is, let's talk about that more. I know that now we know how that brought you got yourself to there. You brought yourself to
Yeah.
Aging Together, but what does Aging Together do? What, I know there's follow up and all of that, but what exactly? I'm somebody now and I see this and I go, "Ooh, Aging Together," and I click on, and what am I going to see?
Yeah. So, firstly, when I was thinking about how I can really bring a voice to the community, it came with education, right? The first and foremost part to all of this is education, awareness, health literacy of different topics related to aging together in this country. And so I started a podcast. That was the easiest way, right? So Aging Together is a podcast. It's a blog. It's a newsletter. It's everything you can think of to access information, information related to different diseases, different care providers, different resources in the community, financials, legals, all the things that you might need to think about or should be thinking about as you're getting older. And then because of that, I started having people reach out to me and say, hey, can you help me with this, or can you talk me through this? And that developed a coaching consulting practice where I now work directly one-on-one with family caregivers, usually, where they're coming to me saying, hey, my dad has Parkinson's. I just want to plan ahead and know what to expect. Or, hey, my mom has dementia and we're kind of meeting a dead end. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what my resources are. And so the first expectation for me that you can have is education. I provide education on how the hospital system works, how the rehab system works, how long-term care
So
works,
needed. Yes.
and then just various resources that are available in the community for individuals at home. Some are federal, some are state, local, right, resources, and some are private resources. But it's really navigating, understanding what you can access and then knowing how to access it. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
big role. And then the second part is I actually, based on my experiences and my education, developed a workbook that I help families work through where they put pen to paper and identify an emergency plan, a long-term care plan, an end-of-life care plan. And so that way
Love
they
that.
have those conversations that we don't like to have with a
Yep.
third-party mediator who then helps you make sure that you know everything you need to know in order to be able to age confidently, right? Because there's,
Yep.
I used to see so many situations in the hospital where people hadn't talked about these things. They didn't
No
have
plan. Yep. Welcome. That'd be
no
me.
plan. Yeah, no plans, right? I'm sure you battled this and you probably still do, where sometimes
Yep.
things happen and the doctors are asking you, well, what do you want to do? And you're like, I don't know. I don't
I
know
have
what
no
mom would have
clue.
wanted, right?
Yep.
And she's no longer in a place where she can tell you what she wants, right? And so it really, that's the bread and butter of like, let's have these conversations, let's make difficult decisions, but let's put pen to paper so that when something happens, you're not scrambling.
Yeah. Caregivers, are you hearing this? Again, here's another outlet for you to be prepared. And if you can't do this for the one you're caring for, then you need to do this for yourself. You need
Right.
your own care receiving plan. And this is, Pooja's got exactly what you need to be able to get started and finalize some of those arrangements. But in what direction do you go? Well, guess what? You now have a navigator.
Yeah.
You now have a navigator. We're connected you to somebody that can help you take that course, because I will tell you from personal experience, we had a lot of conversations, especially my father and I, because my father, came from a generation where he did everything. My mother didn't even write a check. She didn't know anything about the banking. None of it. And so I had a lot of conversations with my father about the financial part. What to do with the house. What about my life? And here are the life insurance policies, but not a clue about all the other decisions. And that, I will tell you, was maybe 5% of the decisions that then fell on me when I began caring for both of them. And none of those were discussed. And none of them came up till I could no longer speak to them and get their opinions or get their answers. And so I love what you're doing, because that is exactly, I am a proponent of education. I believe that's super important, especially for caregivers. We stop learning and we go into chaos. So I am a big backer of that. But what you're doing with helping with that care plan and knowing and having those conversations and knowing already what to expect, that is so wins the battle. Not even half the battle, that wins the battle for caregivers. So that's a great thing that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. It's one of those topics where, people really don't want to have to talk about things until they're needed, right? But I always explain it kind of, and I know I'm preaching to the crowd here because everyone's been through this and they understand the gravity of having to make these decisions, right? But I always try to explain it in a way of like, you don't wait till a natural disaster to get home insurance, right? You don't wait to get into a car wreck to get car insurance. But for some reason, we're not creating care insurance plans, right? Like, in essence, a care insurance plan of like, how am I going to be taken care of? And especially for families where maybe they don't have children, or maybe they have children who live far away, or
Yeah.
children who can't take care of them, right?
And families just don't have these conversations, period. So
No.
enabling them to do that is such a powerful tool, really,
Mhm.
to get them talking, get them having these conversations. They so need it. Yeah. I know I could advocate for you 1,000 times a day, just because that's what caregivers need. And we put it off and we put it off and we put it off. And then you find yourself there. My parents now 10 years now of caregiving, and who knew that's how long it would be, and it's not over. So you think that caregiving might only be a year or two, but it can go 10. I know some people who 20 going on 30 years of caregiving. And that's, how do you maintain all of that if you haven't made a plan?
Right, right. And
You
then
got to have a
you're
plan.
making decisions on the go, right? But if you take those couple
Yeah.
hours to sit down and plan out what the next 10 to 15 years could look like, you're going to save yourself a lot of turmoil, a lot of guilt, a lot of resentment when you have to make those decisions later on.
Yep. Yep. And the caregiver will benefit from who's caring for you, right? So yeah, I love that. Great. Okay, well, let's see. Was there anything else? I didn't want to miss anything before we got into. I know you have a wonderful offer for our caregivers as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, the first step is education. So use all the free resources that you have at your disposal. Obviously, Givers Guides is doing a fantastic job of sending out great information. And then, yeah, tune into my podcast, my blog, or my newsletter.
And your
hear all-
podcast, they can connect through your website, right?
Yep, you can find it on the website,
Yep.
but it's also on every
Great.
platform that you like to listen on. So Apple, Spotify, YouTube,
Just
whatever
like
it is
us.
that
Yep.
you like.
Aging.
Yep,
So
just
aging
like you.
together. Yeah, I know. So aging together, that's where you want to go and type that in to do a search to find Pooja's podcast that you definitely want to listen to. And then agingtogether.com to go onto the website, and just get all that information that you need and get educated. Education, knowing is power. And not knowing is not power. And you need that power. You need to be empowered as a caregiver to continue on your journey, and for your journey when you're being cared for to go smoothly. And so seek out Pooja, get all of that. In fact, she's offering a 20% discounted rate for one 60-minute caregiver coaching consult. Now that's normally a $150 value. So you're getting it for $120 for a coaching consult. And what a great thing. You just have to enter in the Caring Caregiver as the promo code. And that's in the comments as well. For those of you watching on any platform, it's in the comments, all that information and a link to her scheduling to be able to schedule on her website. So gosh, you guys check that out. I mean, even if you just want to contact her or just watch the podcasts and you've got everything in place, haha, I doubt it. But check out our podcast and please listen to Aging Together, because we need all the information we can get. So thank you so much, Pooja, for being here. Really, really appreciate you and everything that you're doing. And your journey to get there helps our caregivers to really know that your heart is in what you do, and they can contact you as a trusted partner. So thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Thank you so much, Savi, for having me again.
Oh, aloha, aloha. Have a great day. Aloha.
Aloha, you too.
Bye. Wow. See, what a wonderful thing. And sometimes people actually tell me, they go, wow, you have people, aren't they your competition? And I don't believe in competition. Those of you who know me know, I don't believe in that. I believe in community. And I believe that we all need to hold hands, because if we hold hands, we're stronger, and we need to constantly help each other out. I cannot talk to every single person in the world, and I would like to. So how am I going to do that? Well, some of you are going to talk to Pooja. Some of you are going to talk to me. Some of you are going to talk to some of my other previous guests. And the bottom line is, we find you somebody that helps you get through your caregiving journey and helps you to survive. You got to survive this, because there's a life after caregiving. Okay. So agingtogether.com, check it out. Wonderful, wonderful person. You saw her. What a heart. Oh, I'm so excited that I had her on as a guest today. Now, after you do that, please get on our website, go on and enter the Caregiver of the Year contest. And please just get on there, share your story, inspire others, connect with the community of caregivers. And when you're done, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, but do me a favor and click on Be an Advocate. Click on Be an Advocate on our website, because I have a bill for an act. I have a bill that's going up to legislature. It's going to go before legislators this next season. And we are trying to get you paid, caregivers. We are trying to get you paid ASAP, right? So everyone's trying to do something to get caregivers some kind of a pay or some kind of sustenance, because 70% of you are losing your income because of caregiving. And a lot of these bills, they're all great, but a lot of them require planning, and they could take anywhere from 3 to 5 or longer years to actually get those going. My bill is asking for a quick change now to get money in the pockets of caregivers by making a simple adjustment to the current unemployment system. So check it out, read it. If you support it, please fill out that form. I will be going to Washington, D.C. at the end of November and representing all of you, and especially those who have signed this form, to take my bill before those on Capitol Hill. So give me the empowerment I need to support caregivers. Okay, there's my pitch. And I think it's a good one, because we really want to get you guys some money. And I think it's the easiest solution. It can happen a lot quicker. And then, then we get you paid, right? Then we look at more long-term solutions for caregivers, because we're going to need all of those. So wish me luck and give me some strength to empower me. All right. Speaking of strength to empower, our next guest is an independent partner with Zenzino. I know you've never heard of Zenzino, right? Neither have I. Zenzino provides you a personalized nutrition system. This is empowering to your nutrition. I want to welcome my next guest, Aaron Chalk. Welcome, Aaron. How are you?
Hi,
Aloha.
hi. Thank you for having me. I'm ready to listen more to Pooja. You can just take me off.
I know, right? Wasn't she great? I love what she
Yeah,
does. And I love what you do as well, though. So I want to talk about this because I'm fascinated by the fact that you do a personalized program for nutrition. I mean, and this is really personal. I know, because it involves something that we're going to talk more about. But before that, let's share your caregiving journey.
sure. So I have a couple. They're both personal stories. On both sides of my wife's family and my side of the family. Um, my grandfather, he's 95. He's my wife's grandfather. He's 95. He fell, ended up falling. As a lot of caregivers know, that a lot
Oh,
of times that is usually a death sentence.
what happens? Yes.
Right? That was a year ago. So,
Mm.
we've all the whole family started coming together to try to help him out. Even now, I still go every morning to help him get out of bed, get ready for the day, get his breakfast going, make sure he takes all his
Oh,
medications if he needs it. And then I go off and I start my day, drop the kids off at school, and start my work day. And it's I noticed a lot of physical, mental stress on the rest of my other family members. So
yeah.
um, it was a really trying time. And then he started getting better, and then he fell down again.
Oh
um,
my goodness.
so now it's we're just trying to get him going again. um, we're putting a lot of effort into helping him, and we're going to go to Vegas. We're going to take him to Vegas later this year, because that's what
Wow.
he wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's one side. Right.
yeah. Well, and so you're a sandwich caregiver right in there. You've already got, two sides of you being pulled at as a caregiver.
Right. Yeah. And and on my side of the family, my grandma, she had cancer, very aggressive cancer. She was bedridden. I
Oh,
watched my mom and my aunties all help and take care of her, and the stress involved with that. Seeing such a lively woman, energetic, bossy sometimes, lying in bed, unable to do things.
yeah.
Unable to do things for herself. It
Yeah.
was very
Hard.
sad to see. Yeah, and unfortunately, she did pass away.
Oh,
But it really opened my eyes to the situation that a lot of caregivers go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've definitely been exposed to it. You definitely have the heart of a caregiver. And, I always tell people, a lot of times people go, oh, well, I only really do it part time, or, oh, well, I only help out, and, well, I'm on the outside, it's not really, but you're still a caregiver. And whenever you care for any living thing, right? People, pets, and plants, you're a caregiver. And, parents especially are the very first caregivers we'll ever have. So parenting is a tough caregiving job in itself. And when you throw on top of that, and that's why I brought up about being a sandwich caregiver, when you throw up on top of that another parent or family member that, you now have to care for and balance that, you're barely balancing everything as it is as a parent, right? And they're going nuts. And then you've got someone else you have to throw into that equation is really tough. And it's about time we all recognize that is caregiving and that you're at risk as well. And so being at risk as a caregiver means you need to take care of yourself. And that's what I think I'm really interested about hearing that led you to Zinzino, right?
Yeah, it definitely did. A lot of the things that we deal with caregiving, one of the things we neglect, that you point out, is ourselves. We neglect it. Sometimes we don't eat. We definitely,
Sometimes.
yeah, yeah, right.
I know
And
caregivers that survive on Snickers, right? So yes.
yeah. So that's kind of what brought me, it was my own personal sickness that brought me to Zinzino, but I also wanted to share it with the caregivers, because I feel that something, it needs to be simple and easy for people to remember, at least to start, so that they can just take care of themselves at least a little.
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things is, there's so many people out there that will tell you, well, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to do this and you need to do that. And it's so complex. And when it comes to nutrition, caregivers will literally grab a leaf off a plant walking by it because they have no time to prepare a salad, right? And you get it, right?
Yes.
Thank goodness for drive-throughs. Unfortunately, those are killing us. So, if you can find a way to get a nutritional program that's super simple, and you say that this is easy. So how is this easy?
Yeah, so the main focus, I guess, we can talk about today is omega-3s, and uh, with the way it is with Zinzino, we offer a blood test that you take to show whether you need it or not. Most people do need it. We're deficient. We can only get it through diet or supplementation. But yeah, with the omega-3s, it's just one shot of it in the morning, and you're done for the day. Something simple like
Could
that.
that be any simpler, you guys? But I love that you guys actually do a blood test to check and see if this is something that they even need. So you're not trying to just force something on someone they don't need or push them into a system that they have to calculate. It's just take a blood test. Here's what you need. Take that once a day. That's simple, correct?
Correct.
So simple. Let's see if we can make this any easier, you guys. So, and I know if you don't want to talk about this, that's okay. But I heard you say your own illness.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. No.
So you want
Sure.
to talk about that a little bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I can share it. So I was when I was 30, I was working in finance. When I turned 33, I actually got testicular cancer. I was exercising 5 days a week. I was taking my vitamins and supplements. I was eating organic, or as well as I could. I mean, I still had the occasional McDonald's in there, but I was at the age where they say you're not supposed to get that. You're not supposed to experience something like that at that age. So, it really opened my eyes to taking care of myself in the right
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Oopsie. I think we just got, there you are. And you're back. Yeah. And so taking care of yourself in the right way. And I think that's a big point. That is a really big point for all of our listeners to hear, is that some may say, I'm taking care of myself, but you have to take care of yourself the correct way. If you're not doing that, then caregivers, you don't have time to do it the wrong way. So find a simple way to do that and apply that to your life. And so that made a difference for you, right, Aaron?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So there you go, everyone. Anything else you want to share with the caregivers today?
No, if they would like to get more information on omega 3s, or even just any health issues they may have, I also know some resources too, but please reach out, and start a conversation.
Awesome. So you can contact Aaron at 808-372-4631, 808-372-4631. Or you can, I love this, omegaaaron83@gmail.com. And his information will be in the comments as well. Plus, we have a free offer for the first 3 people, only the first 3 people. So get on your phones, get on your email right now. And the first 3 people that contact Aaron and mention the Caring Caregiver Show, you will get your free blood test. And why not find out? Take advantage of that. So thank you for that offer, Aaron. I really appreciate that. I know caregivers everywhere will. And I'm so glad that you are here and healthy and helping others, and really appreciate that. Continue to do so. And if either of us see each other in that, fast food line, we're going to tap each other on the window and be like, get out of there. So thank you so much, Aaron, for being on today. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Aloha. All right. Mahalo, Aaron. Really exciting to see. It's kind of the future of nutrition, right? Get a blood test and find out what you need, and then just take only what you need. We've come from the past where basically you needed some kind of nutrition or supplement. And so you took a whole bunch, like I think we're definitely getting away from the one a day, that whole one a day multivitamin thing. I'd really like to see that go away. Apologies to anyone who does multivitamins, but unless they're more, personalized, really look at what you're taking. And if you can just get it down to where you really know what your body needs, that's what you need to do. So we kind of covered the body, the mind today with Pooja and with Aaron. And by the way, you guys, I apologize. That was what I forgot to let you know, that there's a little red button there and you can leave the studio anytime you want. You don't have to stay for the rest of my blabbering. So I meant to let you guys know that in the beginning. But of course, if you stay, I'd love to talk to you. So anyway, I want to thank all my guests today, and I want to thank you guys and remind you, caregivers, that this show is being brought to you by Give Me a Break, but it is sponsored by Givers Guides online magazine. So please get your subscription and know that you can look at it online. That's the beauty of the magazine, is that you can read the articles on your phone, on your tablet, or even on your PC, or anywhere that you are. You don't have to carry something around with you. You're always there. You can always see and read articles on how to care for yourself. Also in the November issue, both Aaron and Pooja will have a page in there where you can get their information too. And we're really just, Caring Caregiver Show is really all about bringing these resources to you, connecting you to community, and helping you to practice wellness with your survival as a goal. So tune in every episode. Season 13 is just filled with it. We're on the downhill slide. We'll have more episodes coming throughout November and sharing a lot of caregiver stories with you in recognition of National Caregiver Month. In fact, next month's issue is going to feature a lot of the Give Me a Break board members' caregiver stories. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And you don't want to miss our show. So put it on your calendar every Wednesday at noon live. We stream on 7 platforms. Find a platform out there and just lock it in. And if you miss us, that's okay. We are on podcast as well. So you can always go on podcast and listen to us. Just type in Caring Caregiver Show, or just go to our website, thecaringcaregivershow.com. And it's caringcaregivershow.com. And you can tap on to listen to audio right there, or you can even watch past videos. And of course, the very last thing is that on once our season wraps, usually about a month later, you can watch our episodes, rebroadcast of our episodes on Olelo TV 53 locally here in Hawaii. So I hope you're able to do that as well. And in the meantime, just check out our Facebook page. That's where that's kind of centered, everything's centered there, GAB 808 on Facebook, and stay connected. Whatever you do, just stay connected. We're all out there and we're all trying to keep you connected. So do that. Okay. In the meantime, remember, breathe. Just brain breaths, you guys. Brain breaths. Oh my goodness. And here's hoping you're finding joy in your caregiving every week right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in, and please always be kind to yourself and especially to those that are caring. Aloha, everyone.